enough there, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down, Kamara. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Flex round! Come on, let's hit!
Deadling to throw it. And able to connect with Berrios. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Braxton Berrios, 67 yards. And the Pats have taken the early lead. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Richardson. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A good pick up there of 20 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And that is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. He may try and run for this. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And they'll turn the power game to try to get in. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They come out here in the I. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man. That's Crowder for the Redskins touchdown. Jamison Crowder from a yard out. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. For the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go!
Back to throw, Etling. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Ohio!
Etling. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun!
Now back to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll look to throw here. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Richardson. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. They'll drop the throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now out come the Patriots. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. But they face a second and long to start things out. On play action, they'll throw. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That one goes for 24 yards.
Ohio! Ohio! Here we go! What?
They'll throw it here. Etling. Throw to the right, taken in by Berrios. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
A give. This is Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. Second down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Etling to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38!
Now Etling. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now a play fake here on first down. On the move to his left. Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deron Harmon. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll look to throw. Alluding to pressure right. Caught on the right side, Reed. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They'll run it with Pirine. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. Samaje Pirine denied on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Flex round. Flex round. 38. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Detroit. Detroit.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Duke Dawson picks it, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have, it's chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Forced out to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this. Until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And he's brought down after a good gain. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Deadling to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So now on 4th down, on comes Stephen Gostkowski to try and get the Pats 3. This from 54 yards away. And Gostkowski's kick. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out now come the Redskins. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Back to throw here. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams, and there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. The last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio!
Back to throw, Etling. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Etling. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Duke Dawson picks it, and the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game, and so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run it again with Kamara. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. New England on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw here. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, 2nd half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
They'll run with Thompson. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tackle made there by Eric Rowe.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here, that's caught inside the 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jamison Crowder, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. Back to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost right.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys...
Nowhere to go. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Flush to his right. Now he's going to go up top. He's got a man. Complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
On the counter, here's Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Flex round. Flex round.
Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Flex round. 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 Flex round.
They'll throw it here. Etling. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
But he was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Flex round. Flex round. Here we go. What? Ohio. Ohio. Flex round. Flex round.
Here's Etling to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. It was DJ Swearinger right there on the coverage.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend, show that he's right.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. So now a big spot for the Pats as they'll go for 2. Now Etling. And that'll be incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. Jackson now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And got his man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. And even 40 yards. He's back to throw. And a quick throw here that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Now Thompson. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeout.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
3-19. Detroit! Detroit!
Again, a run with Thompson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Redskins on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They run it here with Thompson. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. They give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So in a driving rain, he steps up, puts it through just like he's practicing in a gym somewhere.
How about that? Any little slip in this weather is going to throw him off. He stepped up there like it was perfect conditions, took dead aim, and knocked it through.
The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be marked down deep in Washington territory. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Washington, a win's a win as they eke out the 2-point victory to take the season opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.